What's up, everybody? Coming at you again with another video. This time, we're going to be talking about the Living Legend format. Uh, LSS is doing a big push into Living Legend right now, talking about doing PQs. I think half of our PQs in Colorado are Living Legend this go around. Half of the format at Worlds is going to be Living Legend. So whether or not you're planning on playing in Worlds, playing in PQs that are Living Legend, if you're going to be watching the World Championship, you'll be seeing a lot of Living Legend games. So I would like to go over a few of the decks and talk about exactly what are they trying to do, what is the meta going to look like, and what could you be playing if you're just kind of getting into this format. Luckily for me, I'm one of the fad boomers. I probably have more games in paper and on Tabletop Simulator as Briar than I do on Dio. I've played a lot of this deck before. Back in the day, I used to be known as the Briar guy in my local community. Now I'm obviously the Dash.io guy. But it's just it was a very fun deck whenever it existed. And now that there's been a few more sets since it came out, I haven't played it in a while, but oh my goodness gracious, this this deck is kind of insane now. If you couldn't tell from the skirmish wins, it was by far the most winningest skirmish deck. So I think that this is one that a lot of people are going to want to get into. And this is just kind of my maybe like V2 take in Briar. There's definitely still some things that I want to be changing about the list. I've seen a lot of lists online talking about like this is like the things that you need to be doing. I'm trying to figure out exactly what my ratios look like now. Um, and there's also just like a lot of cards that used to be really good that I think still are good that people just aren't playing. I don't know. Well, we're gonna have to like really work on this. This is kind of a beginner, maybe just like a stock list that you could pull up to an armory with, and then definitely you can change around the ratios, especially for the attack and non-attack actions. A lot of things that I'm seeing are playing maybe 6 to 8 more non-attack actions than attack actions, and I have found that to be way too bricky for me personally. Maybe 3 more non-attack actions just so that you can consistently get that embodiment of lightning. But yeah, to go over that, we'll talk about what exactly does Briar do. I know a lot of people have never actually played against Briar before. She is an elemental rune blade. As the old adage in Fab used to be, it's either you play Rune Blade, Guardian, or Illusionist, and all of your cards will always be good. Guardian's kind of gone downhill. Runeblade still has the most heroes banned, still consistently the best Majestics, still just kind of insane. Especially whenever you pair it with Earth and Lightning, giving you the ability to go over the top with big damage and also have go again at the same time. Kind of insane. So, there's a few things to remember whenever you're playing Briar. The first time an attack action card you control hits, you create an embodiment of Earth, which on the next turn gives you +1 blocking on your non attacks. Great. Always remember to trigger Briar whenever you hit for the first time, especially whenever you're in a PQ. You know, if you're whenever you're just testing, or if you're playing on Talishar, it does it automatically for you. But definitely would recommend getting reps in person so that you know, okay, I hit with this Nimby, trigger Briar, and then you continue going. Because if you miss that first one, then you don't get it at all. It's kind of like a Katsu trigger. And then the second time you play a non-attack action card each turn, create an embodiment of lightning. So a normal play pattern with this deck could be play a non-attack action like a Plunder Run from Arsenal, giving your next thing +3, and then you can play a Ball Lightning. So that's 6 with Go Again, and then after that you can play another non-attack action and 6 Go Again on hit, draw a card. After that, play another non-attack action like a Nimblism per se, trigger Briar, make an embodiment of lightning, and then you can play a Snatch for 7 with Go Again because of the embodiment of lightning, and on hit draw 2 cards because Plunder Run stays active for the rest of the turn, and Snatch has on hit draw a card. So you could really like bait out people doing stuff like that, or if you only have like 2 attack actions and neither of them have natural Go Again, then you can go like Nimblism, Nimblism, Snatch, or Nimblism, anything without Go Again specifically. Maybe Skizik, anything like that. And then we have the normal broken Runeblade equipment. Face Purgatory, insane in this deck. I mean, you're running 50-50 ratios on attack non-attack or pretty close to it. You'll usually be able to pop this off. especially with like Starvos in the mix, with chains in the mix. Like chain can easily get something above 8, so you can get full value out of this by making them discard one of their cards that they needed to pitch later for maybe a Rosetta Thorn, or by just like you get to draw the card as well, or blocking a giant Riftbind, anything like that, making them discard and you draw. Face Purgatory, we all know it's in CC. It's played very much in CC. It's very good. Tunic, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this card. It's kind of a sleeper, but at the start of your turn, anyway. Yeah, no, this card obviously broken. It swings Rosetta Thorn. Um, Also, Grasp of the Arknight, another one that is just kind of a mainstay. They don't print Battle Worn on arms like these anymore, or any equipment like these anymore, because Battle Worn is kind of broken. These start and play, sit and play. I like if the new T-Rex arms out of Super Slam were Battle Worn, like imagine how good that would be. That's how good Grasp of the Arknight is. It's even better, honestly. Like you don't even have to like jump any hoops. You just have to sit there and pay two. Like it's so good. It allows you to, if you have a rune chant floating from the turn before for some reason, I that doesn't really happen that much. But if you have a Channel Mount Heroic out, that allows you to pitch more cards into playing the Channel Mount Heroic. So that lets you keep it around for another turn potentially. Rosetta Thorn. A lot of people haven't seen this one. If you haven't seen Briar, you probably haven't seen Rosetta Thorn. This is probably the best weapon that's ever been printed. There's another Runeblade weapon that we also play in this list that has that argument, but this one is just so efficient. It's a 2 for 4 split damage. It's just kind of insane. Like 2 and 2 and 1. Because it costs 1, so you can pitch a blue to make a rune chant. And then you're coming in for arcane, 1 arcane from one source, 2 arcane from one source, and 2 physical. It's just so hard to block, especially now that Crown of Seeds is gone in the format. That used to be, the big way to do it. You would pitch a blue, you would block the Rune Chant Arcane, you would block one of the Arcane from the Rosetta Thorn, you would crown away your arsenal, and then you would block with a card. They don't have Crown of Seeds anymore. This card is basically impossible to block. It just lets you get to this endgame scenario where you just win, because they can no longer block you unless they have AB2, which I mean, then they're not really running equipment, and they haven't blocked earlier in the game on the physical. So that's great. Snapdragon Scalers is the mainstay in this deck specifically. It gives your Nimby go again. It gives your Snatch go again. It just can like really extend turns a lot. This deck specifically, this is how I used to run my Briar deck back in the day. I don't know if it's still correct. I love running decks in this format of I'm gonna have 52 cards. I'm gonna add 8 cards every single turn, every single game, depending on what I'm playing against. If I'm playing against like an aggro deck, I add different attack actions. If I'm playing against a control deck, I add different attack actions. A fatigue deck, different attack actions. But we do have the 52 mainstay cards in this are going to be Ball Lightning. This is one of the cards that I think is cuttable. Really, all this card does, it's a 0 block, 3 attack, it's a head jab with upside. Anytime that you would deal damage, anytime an a lightning or elemental action card would deal damage as combat chain, it deals that much +1. So, say you attack with Ball Lightning, 3, go again, on hit, it's 4. So it's kind of like a boom grenade on everything. But it also has some really, really strange interactions with cards, like things that I'm not specifically playing right now. Let's see, where is it? Like Bramble Spark here. So if you are playing Bramble Spark, which a lot of lists are, so if you play a Ball Lightning and then you play a Bramble Spark fused, then the next attack action card, or I guess it doesn't have to be fused, the next attack action card you play gains, quote, when you attack with this, deal 1 arcane damage to target hero, end quote. This also is affected by Ball Lightning. So if you play this and then you play Ball Lightning, then it's 3 on hit 4 with 1 arcane on hit 2 arcane. So this is kind of a busted card. There's also an old card called let's see. Sorry, I'm getting kind of, this used to be the main combo that you would see with this. You would just pitch stack Sting of Sorcery plus like 3 or 4 Ball Lightnings together, and it would be 3 on hit, or 3 on hit 4, 1 on hit 2. And then it also stacks with each other. So if you play Ball Lightning into Ball Lightning, so you play red Ball Lightning, 3 on hit 4, one arcane on hit two arcane. Then you play another ball lightning. That's three on hit five. One arcane on hit three arcane. So if you played one sting of sorcery and then you stacked a bunch of ball lightnings right next to each other, this also costs zero, by the way, non-attack action, kind of insane. Um, but yeah, that's how the deck first was played. This was the very first Nats winning list that Tarek Patel came out with and shocked the world with. I remember that was like the first like deck that was like, "Yo, what the heck is this person doing?" And then it just worked. Um, but yeah, Ball Lightning, kind of a busted card, kind of weird. I don't really know if it fits. This is honestly one of the attack actions specifically because it doesn't attack for four. I don't know. It doesn't attack for four. The only things it hits after is like the Skizix and like the lightning surges, the entwined lightnings, like stuff like that. Yeah, it can be like four on hit five, blah blah blah. Not entirely sure because you do break the chain a lot. This only is on this combat chain. Um, but next we'll go into this is the bread and butter of the deck. This is what the deck does. This is the most important part of the deck. It's just kind of the glue card that makes it just overrate, just too good for CC. Now, is this too good for Living Legend? I don't know. Apparently, Briar's been winning all the skirmishes. Apparently, it's going to be doing well in PQs. A lot of people are probably going to bring it to Worlds. Not really sure if it's that busted. But what this does is gives all of your attack action cards you control plus three. And Channel Earth, which we all know, just put an Earth card to the bottom of your pitch at the end, and then it'll reset. What does this card do? This card basically makes all of your fours into sevens. So it makes your snatches into seven on hit draw a card. It makes your Jack be nimble, seven on hit steal your item, seven on hit, well, hopefully seven, not five. Ravenous Rabble, six Nimby, and then combine that with a Nimbleism, then you're making your stuff 10. Like 10 on hit draw card go again is kind of insane. Really, really tough to be doing anything about that. Especially if you've already come with an attack before. Like you play a Plunder Run from Arsenal, and then you play a Ravenous Rabble, it's like, okay, 7 on hit draw card, and then you play a Nimbleism, make an embodiment of lightning, play a Snatch. This is 10 on hit, draw 2 cards, go again. Like, it just kind of puts it a little bit over the top. And not only does this work on offense, I know that Dromai is also a very popular deck. This also works on defense. So if you block with any of these, this is a 6 whenever you have Channel Mount Heroic out. Like, if you're blocking a dragon with a Nimby, then you've just blocked for 6 and you can pop their dragon. Like, this just gives you unlimited poppers, basically, which makes this have a decent Dromai matchup. Dromai's still very good, still very fast, kind of hard to deal with this deck, especially if you end up drawing poorly. I mean, this deck, like, the main thing about this deck is that you get Runeblade hands. You can draw 4 non-attack actions. You can really not do anything. And it's happened to me where I do, like, 2 turns in a row where I do absolutely nothing. Like, actually nothing. So, hopefully that doesn't happen to you if you decide to bring this deck anywhere. But we will continue. Channel Mount Heroic, bread and butter of the deck, just moi, beautiful card. Really brings everything together, making it super hard to deal with, making it super hard to block. Just the numbers on this deck are just kind of go way over the top once you have that card out, especially if you can keep it around for 2 turns or if you play 2 or 3 of them in a game. Next, we have Jack Be Nimble, another new addition to the deck. Just mainly looking for things that have guaranteed go again. That it's kind of hard to find things that attack for 4 that have guaranteed go again and cost 0. I mean, just go take a look at February. It's like you can't really find that much stuff with those numbers. Maybe something like Second Strike would be good, especially since you're playing Ball Lightning. Second Strike is definitely in the running for like a card that you could play. Currently not, but there's a lot of tweaks and turns you can go with this. But I do really like Jack Be Nimble because there are people who are playing items out right now. There are Kanos around who are playing potions. There are Dromais out who are playing. I've seen the +2 resource potion from Dromais. There are Dash IOs out there that you could steal their processor, or you could steal their Teklo cores or anything like that. That is just like kind of insane if you're able to steal Dash IO items. And the fact that it is basically 4 with go again, because you have you have 6 ways to get a nimblism, and you only have two Jack B Nimbles in the deck. If you see one of them early, you can definitely just pitch it away and play Rosetta Thorn. If it's just like 3 no go again is not gonna have like any effect, so wouldn't really recommend playing that out. Luckily for us, there are a million ways to shuffle the deck. This is kind of like playing a Magic deck in Modern, where it's just like, all right, crack fetch, shuffle. All right, play my turn, shuffle. Play the other half of my turn, shuffle. Like you're just shuffling all the time with this deck. Kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing. I don't know. I don't. I've never tutored this much in Flesh and Blood before, but yeah, its addition with the Nimbleisms seems pretty good. The Nimby package seems pretty decent for Briar. I'm not entirely sure. Honestly, it's felt pretty good the whole time that I've been playing it. The only thing that I don't like about it is sometimes you have to use your Snapdragon. Like you have to start your turn with like Nimby Snapdragon scalers, get the Nimbleism, and then you can like really start doing stuff. Or if you go like uh any non-attack action into Nimbleism, into Nimby, that's pretty good. Into Nimbleism for like a bunch on something, or you could just Arsenal the Nimbleism and then play like Rosetta Thorn. Well, I think that the Nimby package is like worth staying in there. I think this is one of the things that is good enough that it's just gonna be in there forever, which means that I like the Jack B Nimbles as well. Plunder Run, bunch of people haven't seen this card either. Banned in CC, cards busted. This says for the rest of the turn, the next time an attack action card you control hits, draw a card. If Plunder Run is played from Arsenal, the next attack action card you gets +3. So basically, you don't even have to not break the chain. There's no hoops to jump through here. The only hoop to jump through is arsenaling this awesome card. Like even then, you could just play it from your hand. It doesn't give the +3, but if you have a Channel Mount Heroic out, it's already got the +3. So if you give this the +3 plus you have a CMH out, then you're attacking for 10 on hit draw, and then you can just play another non-attack action, and then you'll still have the on hit draw with an embodiment of lightning behind. Just really good. I really enjoy doing that. Ravenous Rabble. This is another 4 for 0 that has natural go again. So it's kind of automatically in the deck. It's a little suspicious whenever you have like this many blues. We're running 18 blues, so it's not impossible for it to miss. But even if you do, it's still like pretty decent. I don't know. I think that it's worth it. I think that this card is just good enough. Like a 4 for 0 go again is just good enough, even though it does miss sometimes. We'll get to some other cards that miss often. And I think that this card is just a 0 for go again. So now we have the Skizik Skyward Serenade package. These two are basically the same part. Except like Skyward Serenade and Briar is way more insane than it ever was in Aurora. They really messed up because this says choose two, and go again is not one of the options. It is on the card naturally. So like the thing about this card is that it does all 3 things. You play a non-attack action, you play Skyward Serenade, you make an embodiment of lightning, you search for Skizik, and you give +1. Like Briar does the third part of this, or the part that you're choosing to do every single time anyway. So like this card is just insane in Briar just because it actually just does every single mode basically every turn. And I think that that makes it good enough to play Skizik in the deck. This card also just blocks for 3, which is kind of insane. It is an attack action, so it doesn't get pumped by embodiments of Earth, but it does just like come in for another 0 for 4 or 0 for 5 if you're giving it +1. And then we have Snatch. This card is just beautiful. I love this card. Like, I don't know. This card is just so much fun. Like, look at the text. When this hits, draw a card. That's all it says. Doesn't need any flavor text. Doesn't need any other text. Doesn't need any reminder. Doesn't even need go again. 4 for 0 on hit draw. I love this card. I will always be very happy whenever I play my Snatch for 13 on hit draw 2 cards from Plunder Run. It's just such a nice card, such a classic Welcome to Wraith staple right there. Talking about cards that do whiff sometimes, except for me, I've never missed a Sonata Arcanix in my life, I promise. This card's a little weird, so a lot of people haven't really seen this card very much. It's kind of an older card with like just it's just kind of a from a different time in Flesh and Blood design. I mean, this card has gone through being absolutely broken before. Like the first Viscerai Blitz deck where you deal, 40 damage and Blitz on turn 0 or turn 1, turn 2. Like this is what like let you do stuff like that. So, this card specifically right here, it says reveal the top X plus 3 cards. It costs XX. For each non-attack action card revealed this way, put an attack action card revealed this way into your hand. Then deal arcane damage equal to the to target hero equal to the number of cards put in your hand this way. Shuffle, then banish this. So there's no way to get it back from your graveyard with Everbloom Life. So it automatically gets banished. But what it does do is it lets you just sink more resources. If you do draw 2 blues and you're on a CMH, all of your blues are Earth except for Force of Nature, but we'll talk about that one later. But if you draw 2 blues and you have a CMH, then it lets you keep your CMH out for longer. And if you do 2 blues, then it's 6. So that lets you put 3 plus 3. So 6 divided by 3 is, or divided by 2 is 3. So 3 plus 3, you look at the top 6 cards of your library. If you get a perfect 3 non-attack, 3 attack action split on that one, then this also does 3 damage from one source of Arcane. Not too many people are running AB3 versus you, so that lets you do that. If you just play this normally, X is equal to 0, then you look at the top 3 cards. You'll look at maybe attack action, non-attack action, non-attack action, and then you get to pick the attack action, put it into your hand, and deal 1 arcane damage. This card misses. I'm only running 2 of it because it does miss like that. I'm running 2 of it because it does allow you to have an Earth sink, and like it allows you to sink resources of Earth into keeping a Channel Mount Heroic, and it potentially could hit. I don't know. There's another card that I used to play. That's why I'm only playing 1 of it. This card also. This one costs 1. So that makes it a lot worse, but what it does do is it gives an on hit, so it gives Burn Up Shock on hit, except it's 3 damage, and if it's played from Arsenal, you draw a card. Now you can Tunic to play this card, and then draw, and it's a half of embodiment of lightning, and you still have 5 cards in your hand now. So, like, but it does cost 1, so it is only, like, really applicable off of a Tunic. And it's just like it automatically draws you to card versus Sonata Arcanix maybe drawing you an attack action card, because sometimes you have 4 attack actions that don't have go again. Then you're kind of screwed too. So like you really need to find the non-attack action sometimes as well. Sonata Arcanix, I love this card. I really don't know if this is what you need to be doing in Living Legend. This is something that's on the cutting block, definitely. That's why I'm only running 2 of it. The main upside for me is that it can keep a Channel Mount Heroic by pitching 2 blues. Swarming Gloomville. The art on this card, classic, dude. This card's awesome. I love this one. Like, she needs to be a hero because that shit would be insane. But if you've played or created 1 or more auras, it gets go again, so it's a 0 for 3 go again. If you played or created 2 or more auras, it gets +1. And if you played or created 3, which doesn't really happen too much, but when this hits a hero, they can't prevent arcane damage from sources you control this turn. So the last line's more for Viscerai. We don't really care about the last line as much, but for us, this is a 0 for 4. Sometimes you can start off by making a rune chant, and then so that will give this go again because you've made a rune chant. And then the first thing that hits makes an embodiment of Earth, which is also an aura, so then this becomes a 0 for 4. Or if you've made an embodiment of Earth and an embodiment of Lightning, then this is a 0 for 4 go again. It blocks for 3. This card is, like, there's no way that this card's ever coming out. This was just insane. I think obviously it's not as good as Snatch, but, like, this is just as far from coming out as Snatch is, honestly. Like, this card is really, really good. Skyward Serenade, we've already kind of talked about with the Skizzik. That's the same package. And then we get to our blue base. We're running 18 blues. Most of these are just here to be able to pitch the Channel Mount Heroic. That's what they do. That's the great part about them. But I mean, sometimes you do have to play them. And and this one is specifically good for blocking with because you can block with this plus any other card. If you already have an embodiment of Earth, then it's already blocking for 3 because it's an action card. And then if you block with this and another card, you make it another embodiment of Earth, making it block for 4. So you can block for 7 on 2 cards with this plus 2 embodiments of Earth. Pretty good. I mean, the next attack action card you play this turn gets +1 go again. Not. This is like not very good, but it's good for defense, and it's also an Earth blue. Like it's an Earth blue, so it goes in. Earth blue, so it goes in. But this one's a little bit more. Has a little bit more use case. It already blocks for 3, so that means it's going to be blocking for 4 with an embodiment of Earth. Really good. And then also you gain a life. They can't really stop you from gaining life. There's like ways that they can do it, but not really anyway. No one's playing Reaping Blade. Like that card's just not very good. I mean, maybe you play it versus New, but you wouldn't be playing Reaping Blade versus Briar. And then you can choose a card in your graveyard with less than the total amount of life you've gained this turn and put it on the bottom of the owner deck. You can easily put like Nimblism if you have Nimbies left in your deck. You can put a Jack Be Nimble, you can put a Snatch, you can put a Swarming Gloomveil, a Ravenous Rabble. You can put just like basically anything. If you know Skyward Serenades left, you can put Skizzix's back. If you like blocked with one of these early, you still have all 3 of these, then you can put one of these back so that you can tutor all 3 of them. Or if you've like played one just at the end, then you can have 4 tutors for Skizzix at the end. Like this one actually just has a lot of use case. This is probably one of your better Earth blues. It also pitches to Channel Mount Heroic. Beautiful. Flourish. I actually saw this in a list like yesterday, and I was like, wait, this card actually seems kind of busted. So busted that I was like, do I play this over Autumn's Touch? Because Autumn's Touch is like definitely a mainstay in this deck. It's a blue Earth that blocks 3. All of these things are great about it, but it is an attack action. It's an attack action that you don't really want to be playing either, but it does let you pitch 3. If you want to pitch to make a rune chant with a blue, and then you can pitch to do this, then you can keep your Channel Mount Heroic, and this is a 3 for 8 with an arcane behind it, and keeps your Channel Mount Heroic around. I mean, it's pretty good, but this one also just like, I didn't realize that this would be insane. Like, if this would gain attack, it gains that much +2 instead, so it makes your snatches bigger on CMH, it makes everything bigger, it makes this bigger. Like, I don't know, this card actually just kind of went hard for me. Maybe it being a 2 block is like not good, but in most turns you have an embodiment of Earth. Yeah, I don't know. Flourish is like actually kind of a sleeper card, I think. I think that this one is pretty decent to play if you have to play your blues. Other than that, it pitches to Channel Mount Heroic. Here we have Force of Nature. This card is your only blue that doesn't pitch to Channel Mount Heroic. Well, I mean, it can, but like you don't really want to be doing that. This card is kind of insane though. So Earth Fusion, if you fused it, then your next attack gets +1. And whenever an attack action card you control hits, if its power is greater than its base power, draw a card. This is for the whole turn. This is for every single card. So your Skizzix, it gets +1. On hit, draw a card. Your Snatch with a Channel Mount Heroic. On hit, draw 2 cards. Jack Be Nimble. On hit, draw a card if you've banished the Nimblism, which is the only time you're ever playing it. Swarming Gloomveil, on hit +1. The only one that's hard to make it work is the Ravenous Rabble, because if you reveal a blue with a CMH, then it's still only 5, so like that's kind of tough. But like, this one is like so insane. This allows you to go way over the top of anything else. If you can go on hit, draw a card, and they let you hit, and then you go on hit, draw a card, and they let you hit, and then you go on hit, draw a card, like, they need to block out early, and if you have a CMH, they just can't block 3 attacks. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So, especially if one of those attacks is coming for 10, one of those attacks, and then 2 other ones are coming for 7. Like, it lets you just get an arsenal at the end if the last thing doesn't have go again. It's just kind of insane. This card is so good that it doesn't even pitch the Channel Mount Heroic and you're playing it. It also blocks for 3, so it blocks for 4 with an embodiment of lightning, so that's good as well. Regrowth Shock. I have never hit any arcane with this. Everyone sees this card and they're like, not happening. But it is a blue. It fuses to both lightning and earth. which is amazing. And then it also, if you can possibly deal arcane damage this turn, like if you like kind of sneakily pull up with just a rune chant at the beginning, then and they're like, ah, whatever, I'll take the rune chant and block out the four, then you can regrowth whatever you just sent back to them. Because then it's like, why am I gonna block the arcane from the shock now? You're already getting something from it. Like this card is insane. It also blocks for three. It fuses both lightning and earth, and it also is an earth card to pitch to this. Like this card is probably your best blue in the deck. It just allows you to like go even wider. It is half an embodiment of lightning. Very good card. It also is just like if they're at one and they kind of like try to kill you on their turn, then you can shock them, which is like not really many people are trying to play around dying on their turn from this. So that's really cool. Tome of Harvest. This card is decent. It reads so good. Like draw three cards, you read that, you're like draw three cards, go again. You're like, wow, didn't they ban all of these cards? Not this one. I mean, so basically you play this card, you pitch a card to play it, and also you bottom your arsenal. So like you're going net even on cards. So you end up with a five card hand, which is still good, but you had a five card hand anyway. The main thing, basically the only reason why I'm ever playing this card is to get another blue. Like if I have like three blues in my hand or something, then like this card is great. But it lets you put another blue into your pitch zone so that you can channel twice with Mount Heroic. It also pitches to Mount Heroic. You're not really playing this card very much. It's only a 2 block. It's a alright card. Maybe even playing like an Autumn's Touch over this, and like two of these and an Autumn's Touch is like probably better. I don't know. But that's the main deck. These are the cards that you're basically going to be playing into every single matchup with this list specifically. Now we go into the inventory, trying to figure out exactly what we want to be doing with this. So we have Command and Conquer and Erase Face. Both of these are poppers. You don't always have a CMH out, sadly. I wish that you could start the game with it out and always have Earth cards to pitch to it, but that's not how Flesh and Blood works. So these are just poppers. You could add like 6 of these, and then you can add some Exude Confidences versus Dromai, or some Scars versus Dromai. They do be pretty aggressive, so they do they do attack you a lot. Usually, you would add the Lightning Surges and the Entwined Lightnings together. With the Entwined Lightning and this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards to fuse with the Entwined Lightning, which I have found is enough to be able to consistently send an Entwined Lightning with Go Again, which is great. This can have Natural Go Again as 0 for 4 with Natural Go Again if you played it from Arsenal. Also with this, it could have Natural Go Again. Exude Confidence is a card that I don't really see people running, but I remember playing this card back in the day, and it was so good. And it's even better now. Like, you play Exude Confidence, and they have to play, like, in response, they have to play their, what's it called? CYB immediately, or else they can't play it for the rest of this turn, and then they just lose so much value if they're not able to play it on your turn. So that's, like, I think it's really great. I think that probably playing 3 of this card is the move, just because CYB is so common. And then we have things like Sink Below. I'm really trying to figure out what exactly to do. Like, do you need 6 poppers? Do you need Sink Belows as well? What are you playing Sink Below against? I'm not really sure yet. I think Sink Below might be good in the mirror. It lets you kind of like mess around. If you want to play more of a mid-range game plan, then like I think Sink Below is great. If you want to play like turn to turn, my numbers are just going to be better than you, which all of your stuff is 0 for 4s, so your stuff should be better numbers. But I mean, like, you're playing against Chain, you're not going to be able to just say I have better numbers. You have to kill him before he has 3 hands worth of cards. If you're playing against like Starvo, like maybe you could just say, yeah, my numbers are going to be better than yours because you don't have Crown of Seeds anymore. You don't really have like ways to stop me. It lets you get around Warmongers, kind of, which, I mean, there's only one of in each deck, so I don't really know. I'm not sure about this Sink Below. I'm not sure about this Erase Face. It's just like, are they really good enough, is my question. Scar for a Scar, this goes in for the aggro matchups. So like you could do like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then like 8, or maybe one sink below or something, or maybe like a command and conquer. Just kind of whatever you're feeling. I don't know, vibes. I'm right now. I'm just vibes based on my sideboard plan. Just adding 8 cards. I would like to probably take out one more card and put it in here. My goal would be to have all of my non-attack actions that I want to play every single game, and then add in 9 attack action cards that are good against this. Like that is kind of where I want this deck to be. But like I said, we're on like version 2 right now, so I'm not really entirely sure what it's gonna look like at the end. Now we have AB2, AB1, and Spell Void 2. This is your Kano stuff. Kano will be running around. It is a good LL deck. You will see Kanos around, and that's a fun time. Duskblade is the weapon that I was alluding to earlier when talking about what's it called? When talking about Rosetta Thorn. This card is banned before it even came out. We made a mistake. TM right here. It's kind of the foil to Dawnblade, except it really doesn't ever lose its counters. I've been playing this into like the super fatiguey matchups. I've been playing this into new. So far I've been doing well. I talked to some people and they were saying that the Duskblade like wasn't working into new for them, and I was like, I don't know. I haven't lost the game versus new yet. Granted, I've only played like 3 or 4 and on Talishar, so it's like I don't know if I'm playing the best news. I don't know like what exactly is happening there, but it's been working really well, so I'm not entirely sure. New is really not as disruptive in LL as she was in CC, just because she's playing CYBs. So it's like if they don't have the disruption, then I'm attacking for 7 for 1 like all day long. Like this is just like I block 2 cards, keep 2 cards, and then attack, or like block 1 card, keep 3 cards, make an embodiment of lightning, attack, and then swing Dustblade. Like I don't know, it's just like it's off of Tunic. It basically never loses its counters. It seems great to me. I've been playing this into the fatigue matchups, and then balance is super good into the Art of War decks. I mean, Chain, Zen, you just kind of need this and hope that you can kill them faster than they kill you. LL kind of turns into, all right, who gets the nuts on turn 2? Sweet, shuffle up, let's go again, which I think is fair for the reason that they're doing the best of 3 at the World's Championship. Because like LL can like you could play against the Dio and have no chance. Doesn't matter how good you draw. If they draw better, then you just lose. You can play Zen and the same exact thing happens. They can double transcend turn 0, and then Arsenal and Art of War. Like you're just done. Like you just can't win that game really. Some games or some cards that I have thought about playing is Bramble Spark. Like I said, this is kind of a combo with Ball Lightning. It also is just like another way to give +3. But I cut a bunch of my Earth cards specifically so that I could get more Lightning cards, so that I could be playing Entwine Lightning. Entwine Lightning is cuttable if you cut the Lightning cards. I see a lot of people not playing this, not playing this, and not playing this. If I wasn't playing those cards, I would definitely not be playing Entwine Lightning. Electrify, like I said, I love this card. I think this card's good. I'm not entirely sure though. No one else is playing it, so I don't really know, but I think it's good. Coax Commotion, another classic. On hit, you can make a Quicken token. Each hero makes a Quicken token, gains a life, or draws a card. I have played this so many times where it's like, oh, you want that extra card. Oh, you want the Quicken token. Like the gain of life never really matters. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, depending. But yeah, like the drawing a card, people really get baited by that, and then they just die. It's like, oh wow, my cards are all worth 4, theirs are worth 3. So that's great. I don't know if this is good enough in LL because like especially this would definitely be for like new or for like Starvo or for like Oldhim. I don't know what the control decks around are, or like Dromai. This would be pretty good against, because like this is just like it. Maybe giving your opponent a card in LL is too good. I used to play this in CC back in the day. E-Strike, please don't play this card. I don't know. This card kind of sucks. Like it's okay, I guess. I don't like this card in Briar. I don't really like. I heard one thing one time. It's like every single Flesh and Blood decks main, like you always put E-Strike in to begin with, but you're always just trying to optimize it out. Like there's no like if your deck is fully optimal, you will not have three. You will not have any E strikes in your deck because it's just like this is a it's a classic card, but like I don't know, it just shouldn't fit. Exude. I think Exude's great. It's also another way to dump resources into keeping a Channel Mount Heroic longer. I forgot to mention that earlier. So that's another like big plus to Exude. I think that like I don't know, this card might just be in because it's super good versus the CYB decks. Like it makes them go then. It's also really good versus Kano. Um it's also really good versus Sigil of Solace, which I have lost to them playing Sigil of Solace on my turn many times. But yeah, this card's really good. Second strike, I think this card might be good enough. You usually are able to hit pretty early. And it's not even hit, it's dealt damage. So like a rune chant works as well. If you like make a rune chant early to like swarming or something, it's another 0 for 4 with conditional go again. It's really good. Sonata, we talked ad nauseum about that card. And then Static Shock, if you're playing like this many lightning cards, like let's say I was playing like Electrify and Second Strike, I would probably be playing Static Shock as well, because this is a 4 for 3 with an Arcane, 0 for 4, blocks 3, deal an Arcane. Like this is a 0 for 5 basically, if you're playing enough lightning cards. So it kind of just depends on like what route do you want to be going. Maybe like you do cut this Nimby like all of this, or like Nimby and Jack be nimble and you play like more lightning cards. That might be a route you could go down. There's like a lot of different ways that you could take this. This is just kind of my V2 of the list that I've been working on. Um, but yeah, I appreciate everybody coming and checking out my little Briar LL list. I'll be coming out with probably a Dash IO one, and I doubt I'll be doing any other ones. I don't really like care about any of the other heroes in LL. Maybe Chain, but I wasn't really a Chain player back in the day. I might get one of my friends who I know from back in the day. But I appreciate everybody coming out, watching the video, checking out the Briar deck tech. It's a really popular deck, and I hope that you can do well at your PQs, or I hope that this just kind of explained what the deck does so that you can watch with a little bit more knowledge at the World Championship. Peace out, everybody. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Love you all. Bye.